Good morning, friends, and welcome back to No Skinny Jeans. Glad you're here with me. Today, we are going to be doing a meal prep. If you're here for extraordinary things and extraordinary, whatever. But if you're here for over-the-top things like that, that's not what I do as far as my meal prep. My meal prep is simple, 15-20 minutes or less. That's what I'm aiming for when I do my meal prep. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna cook, I'm gonna answer some questions that you sent to me. So thank you guys for sending those over. I'll answer a few other ones too that I've seen along the way. I wanted to thank you for my last video. It was kind of a controversial topic, a topic that could have gone either way, and thank you for the support, thank you for everything. So let's do this, let's get down to business. How I'm doing this meal prep is I'm going through our freezer and I'm finding things that I know Lauren doesn't really like, so for dinners, things like that. And the reason I do that is I use all my meal prep usually for lunch because I'm already cooking dinner anyway, so who cares how long it takes me to cook it as long as it's cooked. So what I do in my meal prep is I go through my freezer, find things that I know the family does not like and that I will eat. Is it always the healthiest? No, it's not gonna be. So as an example today, I'm cooking pork chops. Lauren does not like pork chops. I'm not a huge fan. But that is one of the things I will be cooking. And what I do with my pork chops to kind of liven them up, season them up a little bit, I use Everglades Seasoning. I love it. Now, if you're high blood pressure, it does have a lot of sodium, but it is made here in Florida and you can kind of see what is in it. Also, what I did today, and I'm going to season these and I'll show you what I season them with, but we had a couple pieces of steak. Reason that I cube them, easier for storage, first off, and I can do many things with it. So for an example, let's say that day I wanted something different. I can grab those steak cubes, slap them on a carb balanced tortilla, boom, I have a taco with just a little bit of cheese on top. Or if I feel like mixing it like a stir fry, if I had some carbs to burn that day and I wanted to add rice, I can do that. Just makes the steak more versatile, and it actually makes it easier to cook in my eyes. I know one of the questions I was asked, and I'll answer this one quickly because it's still heating up in the oven. There goes the oven, it's ready. So one of the questions that was asked is, how much water do I drink daily? Now, of course, that depends on physical activity, but how I choose to measure my water is while I'm doing physical activity, if I'm drinking water, like let's say I have a water break in between running or anything like that, I don't measure that. And the reason being is my body is pushing it right back out as far as sweat and going to muscles and things like that, so I don't count that. But I try to drink 3 of these a day. Now, John, why is that red? Well, I add Mio to my water. Healthiest choice? Probably not, once again. But it does help me get that water in my system. So that is 70 ounces there. I fill it up as soon as I wake up, and then I try to get through about 3 of those a day if I can. Gosh, look at this light. I look like I'm angelic here from the sun coming in. Oh! Somebody asked how old I was. Now, I know, these boyish good looks. I am 33 years old. I will be 34 this year in May. So, getting old, getting up there. But I don't know why I keep looking out the window. I think it's because it's open, so I just keep peeking out the filming window, as I would call it for Lauren. And you may be saying, John, I didn't see anything that really provides carbs or things like that. And that is because I'm keeping it lower carb. As my life gets busier, it's less time to work out with the intensity that I want to work out because I got to get things done. So that kind of goes into the next question. Someone did ask, do I think having a baby, a newborn, will lower the intensity of my workouts? And absolutely, I'd be lying to you if I said it wouldn't. You know, you got to think about it. Less sleep, more energy being exerted, because you're always at attention, waiting for the baby. Goodness, don't worry about that. I just scratched my forehead, sensitive skin. You're always at attention, waiting for the baby. You know, bottle feedings, you know, burping, holding, just all those things. And then having another child. Basically, with 2 children, you always got to be at attention. So yes, I would not be telling you the truth if I said I didn't think it would affect my workouts. But that's okay, because then I adjust my eating habits. quarantine has taught me, you know, I had to figure out how to work out at home. That's an excellent question and something I didn't really think about until I saw that, so thank you for that. The next question, somebody asked about my old job. I want to get the context of the question right, so hang on, let's get it. If you were still at your old job, how many days of paternal leave would they have given you? And somebody did ask also, it's a two-part question. What was your job before YouTube? Would you go back to that type of work? Let's answer the first part. How many days of paternal leave would I have? I'm not really sure. I believe, can't quote me on this, because I don't have the handbook, and usually that's something I would go to HR at my old job and ask, or read the handbook. But I believe it would have been a couple weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks, something like that. But I may have also had to take vacation time, so I may not have even had paternal leave. Now, as far as my old job and what I did, I worked with businesses as far as getting them set up within our city, as far as business tax receipts, making sure they were registered with the state of Florida, all of that. I'm a certified business tax official, which I will have to go to training, I believe, this year to keep that going, but that's pretty much what I did. I also worked with customer service with our water department, helping out there. You know, was a kind of toxic environment. You know, we're not going to get into that. I did kind of carry my old job over into what I'm doing now. I am contract. I can still work with the city if I need to. Or not if I need to, if they need me to. And I also help Lauren's mom with city things if she needs help. So yeah, I'm still doing it. We don't talk about it too much, but that's still, I'm still doing that, as well as YouTube, as well as some other things I'm working on too. So, all right guys, so that is the veggies going. I'm trying not to steam you up there. It's nice colors. I usually cook them a little more because I like to add some flavor in, such as seasonings, things like that. But yeah, I mean, that's the basic, and then I'll add a little bacon bits to them just to get some more flavor. So one of the questions I was asked, has my mental health changed since working out? And what I will say is, working out is a great way to get frustration out. It's a good stress reliever. So I will say yes, my mental health has changed since I've started working out. Mental clarity, I feel a lot more clear as far as working out, doing things like that. So great question. I will say yes. There is the finished products. And as you can tell, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meals that I can eat whenever. And it took me just under, altogether, about 35 minutes. And I do have to say, the little Rubbermaid containers that I bought, you may have seen it in a little bit ago. I actually think I still have it, yeah. The box right here. These, they were about 20 bucks, but the containers are awesome. Like, the lids snap on, they go in place. Definitely would recommend those. Meal prep is pretty much done. I just gotta clean up. Waiting for Lauren to come home so we can finish up. Get off the curb here.
What's up?
So, somebody asked, do we ever think that Ella will be independent from the
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think Ella will always need some level of support. I think she could very well end up, you know, independently living, maybe with a caregiver coming in at some point to remind her of things.
Yeah.
We're fully prepared for her to live with us.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something, it's something we thought of. It's not that we haven't thought of it.
Things change every single month.
If you asked us the same question a year ago, we'd probably say no, she would be with us forever. But she has progressed so far.
And she's 8. So.
Right, and there's still 10 years to go, but her recent progression gives you glimmers of hope that she could be independent. I mean,
think she could very well be independent with some support.
Right.
As far as like making sure she remembers to do things.
Yeah.
But I think she could live independently.
Right. Ella isn't, as of right now, she's more of, she needs to be prompted to do things.
She's
just
not
like you
high
said.
Level.
Yeah.
A plane.
Yeah.
She's not high level of needs as far as like caregiving goes.
Right.
She just is a lot of prompting.
Yes. She needs direction.
Yes. But she's 8.
Right.
So
what 8-year-old, you know, doesn't
Right.
need direction? But yeah, I mean, as far as that question, to be determined, really.
To be determined. We don't ever count anything out when it comes to Ella.
Yeah. Our main goal is to make sure that she is taken care of long after we're gone. So.
And making sure that she has the life skills.
Exactly.
To care for herself the best she can.
Yeah.
Without any kind of help.
Right. And that's always going to be the goal.
Always.
Yeah.
Yep. It's pretty windy. I hope they can hear us.
It is windy, so I'll speak a little louder if I have to.
Yeah, sorry if it's annoying.
Yeah. So the question was, does Ella have food aversions, and how do we deal with that?
Yeah, I would say she does, for sure.
She definitely does. I mean, we have a hard time getting her to try new things.
Yeah.
She wants to stick with what she knows.
I would say it's aversions, yes, and there's a lot of just picky eater tendencies,
Yes.
like normal kid stuff.
Children on the spectrum are...
There's kids who will eat anything.
Right.
And then there's kids who are like limited. Ella's not as limited as she used to be. She
Right.
definitely will eat or try new things. We worked really hard on that with therapy.
Yes.
And we've carried it over. She's tried a lot of new things, but her main foods aren't necessarily the best kind of foods. So we're always trying to figure out healthier alternatives.
Right.
She definitely has aversions to like textures of things.
Yeah, she definitely, it's the textures that she doesn't like, and just like any child, she literally has issues trying new things. Like, it's like, and then she'll try, like, she'll lick it.
She'll smell it.
Right. And that's with anything. I mean, candy, anything. She's that same way.
She doesn't like chocolate, like, at all. Like,
Right.
she's
Well,
really...
She did have that little piece of chocolate yesterday.
Yeah, but she was really, really, like...
Hesitant. Yeah.
So it's not like she's just like, oh, all sugar's good, I'm gonna
Right.
eat whatever. Like, there's, like, she's never had a soda in her life.
No.
Never had a sip of soda. It's just she's very hesitant to try anything. So
Right.
her safe foods are the typical safe foods: spaghetti, pizza, chicken nuggets.
Yes.
She's just now starting to try different versions of chicken, so we're able to give her like more real chicken.
Yes.
Instead of a nugget. She definitely has food aversions that contribute to a lot of eating things for her.
Yes.
But we're trying really hard to make sure that we don't make it a huge issue, but are always offering new food.
And that is part of, you know, we do have to cook 2 meals. I mean, we have to cook Ella's meal, and then we have to cook whatever we eat. We've been eating the same dinners. I mean, you've been pretty much eating my diet with me, or...
I may add a little extra carbs than John would
Exactly.
have. Sorry, there's a plane taking off.
Yep, see, there he goes. Hang on, he'll show up. There he goes.
Basically, that whole theory of like your kid will eat whatever you feed them is baloney.
Yeah.
And Ella will starve herself.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, she will
Not like
literally not eat.
for days.
Yeah.
And it's just, we're not comfortable doing that. So
And we've never done that. Like,
we're trying to make sure that we are doing the best we can. And I definitely learned a lot with parenting her, with food and stuff, to maybe go a different route with Everett as far as like introducing foods in their real form, like when he's little, like doing LED weaning, stuff we never did with Ella.
Right. It's stuff that wasn't around.
We were young parents. I just didn't know things like that. So will I be giving Everett mac and cheese at a year old? Probably not. But you know, we're doing our best with her for sure.
We are.
And she's super active, healthy, happy. Her doctors aren't concerned with her.
She never sits still. Like, she's always moving and jumping, and
we have GI issues with her that have also contributed to some eating stuff.
Right.
That she's had since birth.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of, it's a mixed bag of things when it comes to the autism spectrum.
It is.
And eating and digestion and stuff. You either have issues or you don't have issues at all.
Yeah.
And we just so happen to have some issues with her stomach. We always have.
Yeah, definitely. So
we're doing our best.
That's you
ready to keep going?
You ready to go this way or back that way?
I want to go back that way.
You want to go that way?
Keep going.
Okay.
Further. I'm trying to have a baby.
That's what I said. I said, you want to keep going or you want to go back that way? You're like, back that way, and then pointed that way.
Let's keep going because I'm trying to have a baby.
So they wanted to ask you, are you excited to be a big sister?
Are you excited?
I'd say that's a yes. You're excited to be a big sister?
Yes.
Yeah? got meal prep done, did a few things around the house, got some laundry going, and thank you guys for always being here. Thank you for being here for my family. We appreciate the support, if I could stutter a little more. Thank you. I'll see you guys in the next one, unless a baby appears out of nowhere. We'll see. Thank you, and bye, friends.